Alright, hello. Hello. Hi. Good morning. Alright. So, we're at Rajahan. Let me transition. I had to edit the transition. Good. There we go. Okay. Nice. Estinians with us. We're at Rajahan. And we're exploring the place. I think today's gonna be heavily. I don't know. I don't know how long I got until. My first time in here on Cedric. Master Cedric, I presume. I understand you are here for an audience with the satrap. If you require directions to Megaduta. I should be glad to provide them. The satrap's residence is situated in Dharma, the highest part of Rajasthan. To get there, I would ordinarily recommend a route that takes you by the bazaars in the city's north to the state of alert, however. Most businesses are currently closed and the 8th rate disabled. As such, I will provide you with an alternate path. First, please ascend the steps next to this fountain and then continue left. There'll be more steps, and upon ascending them, you will emerge on the Paxus path. Proceed through the large door on the right, and you will arrive at Ruveda Fibers. Within you will find another sentry to give you further guidance. In other words, we head up. Sounds straightforward enough. I'm surprised you're not just going jumping. There's a talkie point. What do you have to say about this, Stinian? Yes, I know about this portal. It leads to a nearby isle. The treasure vault of one of Rajat Han's wealthiest families. They took the god of luck for their guardian, on account of which they occasionally open up a section of their vaults for aspiring treasure hunters to try their own luck. So they say. There are also coffers hidden across the land that act as portals. Find one and you gain access to the vault. I thought the treasure the treasure dungeon was made by the bunnies this time. Or is this an older one? Something to bear in mind in case you exhaust your funds while on the road. 'Tis a troublesome experience, as I can personally attest. Because you don't know what things are worth, Estinian? You have a problem spending coin, Estinian? Because you think a hairband is worth 10,000 gil, Estinian? Or 3 drinks of coconut juice are worth 20,000 Estinian? Heading to Megaduta, are you? In that case, please follow this hallway to my right and go through the door at the top of the stairs. You'll emerge at the entrance to the airship landing, where another sentry should be on hand to assist you. Incidentally, if you ascend the steps to either side of me, you'll find the workshops of Ruveda Fibers. Though you're free to observe the artisans, take care not to lose your way. I like that these points are on the map now. Ah, Thavnarian Weave. Hard to imagine more vibrant stuff. I dare say Emmerich would be partial to the gold thread and the blue, of course. He loves his blue. I've never put much thought into what I wear. A spare set of clothing is usually all I carry, and if that isn't enough, I can always obtain something locally. For too much money, apparently. Estinian. That's why you run out of money, Estinian. What do you do with the old stuff? What do you do with the old stuff, Estinian? Come on, Estinian. Bro. You're here for an airship. I'm afraid all flights have been suspended until further notice. So the state of alert is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we're not here for an airship. We have business at Megaduta. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. From here, it's quite simple, really. Ascend these steps and continue straight ahead across the bridge. Cannot miss it. Excellent. I'll stop by there. Maybe. Yeah, I'll stop by there. Better to pick it up, right? Boom. I'm gonna level this up a bit. So I have. I'll just work it with the extreme settings. I remember passing by here with Varshan. The situation being as it was, he regretted not being able to show us the sights. Life is yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. Though the city is confusing, the food is quite good. I'm partial to Hamsa myself. The meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. We're gonna eat you. Bird. Birdie bro. Winner winner chicken dinner. Do 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 do. What you doing over there, bro? Okay. A nice place. Ugh. Do do. I thought they said it's in the highest part of the city. What's that? This is the highest part of the city. What's that? Huh? What is that? What is that? Looks like the middlest part of the city is where we're at now. Greetings and welcome to Megaduta. May I inquire after your business? We are members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, come to at the invitation of His Excellency. Of course, we've been expecting you. I'll show you into the audience chamber. If you would please follow me. We have destroyed your tower, sir.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
You have, actually.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent in more ways than one.
What does that mean?
One becomes accustomed to the taste. Although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Thanks to you, man.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence.
Sure did.
No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales.
Outstanding. I like it.
Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
All right. We have our shields. That's a thick letter.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzat Han will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Oh, it's a good deal. For sure.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Ooh, what?
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land.
What a Chad.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made.
No, he didn't, yeah.
In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance.
You're a smart guy.
Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
Nice. Sounds rough, though.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
When did the dragons get... The dragons were guided by Heidelin.
When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company.
The big good sermons.
He alighted upon
Wild.
a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydelin to whom you must look for answers.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Seeking to divine the will of this star. If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort.
Oh? I hope you put some antibacterial on that or
It's
something,
a
man.
story from my youth, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsummer did reply, "'Twas the last bastion of hope." He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you
Come out, Midgardsummer.
knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
Yeah. That's
we must
true.
take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Oh, yeah. Oop.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
Yeah. That's true. But yeah, it has been a while. Supposed to be with me, I think, still.
In accordance with the covenant he forged with Hydaelyn, the stewardship of this star hath ever been his purpose. Silence in the face of thine actions is the greatest sign of his approval.
Oh, that's good news. I like that. I like that.
Revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsummer's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread.
Oh?
For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe.
Yeah. There's a lot of everything going on.
Not, thou shalt know no rest. It's an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Thank you. I got you, man.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
Uh-huh.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
Oh, yeah.
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Heck yeah, man. It sounds like a wonderful party. Okay. Oh, it's raining. Man. So, what were you and Vritra talking about? Nothing, don't worry about it. Nothing? Very well, if you say so. Others have gone ahead to the High Crucible. Let's catch up to them. The attendant was kind enough to give me directions to the High Crucible. First, let us return to the mulberry orchard. Okay. Let's see here. We got this. From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and past the mulberries. I'm gonna make some detours here, guys. We're gonna make some detours here. Whoops, I got this one. Gotta make a detour down here and back. Oh yeah, I could turn that on, couldn't I? Iggy. There we go. Do 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 do. There we are. I'm gonna waste some of it. Where the street turns, enter the door straight ahead, then descend the steps. I thought the Crystarium was confusing, but it doesn't compare to Rods at Han. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Anyway, let's see where this door takes us. Sure. And here's the Aetheryte Plaza. So far so good, and there's much further to go. From here we just need to cross the other side of the hall, then pass through the larger of two doorways. The High Crucible lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warning scales. Come, let us join them. I have to make some detours though. Do I have to collect the new one too? I guess so. I guess I have to collect the new one too now, huh? Why are these connected though? Like this could be connected right here. It's a rock wall, man. Cut through this rock wall. Make another path right here. For me, please. Thanks. Yeah. Can you do that as a favor for me, Ritra? Would be mighty nice of you. Everything's closed. Boo, 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 boo. I'm gonna finish my coffee is gone. I always need more somehow. Do I have a minion? Yeah, I do. I ran out. What? What do I got? I don't have much of anything. Let me get back to Kate Sith. Being a void entity and all that. Alright. We're last, of course, but at least we found the place. Oh.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations.
There you go. That's a bold idea, Yashtola.
Of course, we would need to consult with various alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
You're very proactive about this,
Allow
Yashtola.
me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
That sounds like a good idea.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Okay. I like it.
Please, I must speak with you.
What happened? What's wrong, Nidana?
Nidana? You're awake?
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
Oh.
as you said, Nidana was captured only recently.
Hmm.
Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
Nice.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who has truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true?
Sure is true. Look at that. Boxes of them. Your work's gonna save the world, Nidana.
Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Hmm. Oh. Uh-huh.
Look at that. Its color is completely changed. What do you have there?
It's a flower.
How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory.
Oh.
Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
Oh.
You imply that it is distinct from ether.
Foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts.
Hmm.
Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows.
Hmm.
Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach.
Yeah.
A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions.
Oh.
Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate.
Interesting.
The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion.
Spiritual emotion.
As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities.
Yeah, sure have.
That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
Oh.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation.
Oh.
I am sorry.
Nonsense, you have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the annex.
Okay.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
Sorry, didn't use. Didn't use right here. Proper posture. Ah, shrimp mode. Shrimp mode's better. Let me go get the new one. Because I feel like it's going to be required now for me to have them all unlocked to be able to use the outdoor one. Oh, jeez. Congratulations, people making your weapons. Is it? Oh, Deathbringer. Oh, I see. That's the other. Okay. Manderville revolver. How does that look? Huh. Interesting. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. It's not too amazing. Bum, 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 bum. Zeus Husky. Oh. It's good to be back, and with the fruit of our labors safely in storage. For now, we have but to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Sankard suggested, you should get some rest in the meantime. Ooh. Welcome back, Cedric. Carl has apprised me of your recent accomplishments. What an amazing feat to eliminate a tower and pave the way to deal with the rest. Well, it isn't much. I've changed your sheets and plumped up your pillow. After all, there's nothing like collapsing in a nice clean bed after completing a major milestone. Be it penning a thesis or defeating deformed entities. So, would you like to take a look at your new and improved lodgings now? No. Yes. What's back to normal? That grave anxiety, huh? Isn't that what they said? It was like gray with anxiety.
Take heart and protect them well.
Good, you're here.
We brought McDonald's.
You haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
Bro. I want all that right now. Oh, her hood's down. Here's the scene.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
Genius.
What? To perfect his brooding stare?
Genius.
Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit
Very
him down
correct.
in front of a Charlian feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
Ja, okej, Alize.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Astinian, beset on all sides.
That's his own fault.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Cryle, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
Oh, yeah.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Not going well, huh?
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes?
Sure did.
Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it?
Correct.
Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat Han?
Yes.
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt. The relief of a people with renewed hope.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path.
Right.
I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
Seems pretty
You
heavy.
harnessed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume.
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yeah.
Yes, well, after a fashion.
What happened, Graha?
They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Oh.
Of course. They seem pretty tall for most people. It's getting late, guys. Wrap this up. Are we pushing on until dawn?
I'm not that ambitious. But 'Tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Hmm. That's true. Nobody noticed. I guess nobody noticed. Oh, it's him. Oh, we're looking at the same moon.
Ah, enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news.
Eh?
Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether.
Hmm.
If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Oh, haha, that's just our plan now.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No, it doesn't. He's a little obsessed. One brain cell, one thought.
No. All else is... equal. Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke.
I get it. I get it.
But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn.
Dinian, what you doing, Dinian?
Burn.
Huh?
Let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
Your moment. What moment? Cutting your own head off?
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed. All the faces incomplete. The setting too was unknown to me. So I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind.
No.
Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you.
What was it a dream of?
And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream too. Yes. I think that is something we can both enjoy.
Nice. Dun, 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 dun. 87. Jesus. Cool. Khan Grahatia, we're having a pleasant conversation until you barged in. Well, there you are, feeling refreshed, I hope? I was about to make my way to the studium, as it happens. I wanted to try and speak with Skulak Monteshane and thank him for coming to our rescue in the Rostra. As it turns out, he'd come here to see us following the hearing, only to find that we'd already departed for Thevnair. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. Since we're still waiting for Yashdal and the others, I thought now the perfect time to pay him a visit. Care to join me? Yeah, let's go. I settled out the twins will be coming too. Assuming Yafano can tear himself away from his new toys, let you rally the troops while going ahead to the phenomenon. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studio for a time. That might be for the best. The others should return, tell them we will not be long. Children, time to go to school. Heading out for a stroll? Skulak himself was here? In that case, what are we waiting for? Too I'm eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studio. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Off we knew, of all people, worrying over his reputation, and at our alma mater, no less. But wonders never cease. You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. Okay. I got Archon Loaf. Skill speed. Gross. Kra. What are we doing here, Kra? Here it is, phenomenon. I expect you made note of it before. One can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? Yeah, while most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices and so forth. As the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of ethological phenomena, hence the name. That with aether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life and even the universe itself. And then in the 432nd year of the Sex Astral Era, phenomenon was decreed complete and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, is without question the world's leading authority in aetherology, the arcane, the occult, astromancy, and countless other fields, sounding proud as Charlene's foremost educational institute. He always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I've since lost track of how many times he has recited that same foppish speech. Such is his undying love for his old stamping ground. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the studium, graduated with highest honors in magical arts and aetherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on. You both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholars. Nice of you to say, but Alfino actually entered half a year before me. Nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors. I'm certainly not the studium's most notorious master debater. In all respects, have I ever been in his shadow? If nothing else, just remember that this was where the legend of Alfino le Velour began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully, we're somewhat more welcome here than we were at the last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alfino, and with a bit of luck, it might work to our advantage. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for Scarlet Montaigne. Other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. Oh, so tired. Oh. This part's taking a long time. What are you doing, man? What is this? What is this pose? What? I don't understand. What are you doing, man? Are you okay? Do you need help? That was Alfino le Velour, wasn't it? The Alfino le Velour? And he's with his sister and Master Baldessian's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word. Oh, sorry. You said you were looking for the Skylark. Yes. Knowing him, he could be anywhere, but Miss Alia Poe should have a better idea. Alia Poe. We know the Alia Poes. Well, Cedric doesn't. But we know the Alia Poes. Hinageshi. This is the one we did so far. She's cute. I love, like, listen, that outfit. This outfit. Masterpiece. It's so good. I want it. For my main character. Are you lost? Wandering off the streets, perhaps? Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner fresh off the guild ship. I'm right, aren't I? No. Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to Searcher's Meet. Let me start with a question. What is the most important thing you find in the studium? That's right, books. And what's the second most important? Why, that's simple. Everything else. Oh, my nose. That's what we deal. What? That's what we deal in here at Searcher's Meet. Whenever the students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eye of Pisa this, tongue of Gigantode that. It's enough to make your hair stand on end. Which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As our newest gleaner, you'll have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. The only thing I'm interested in gleaning is information on the scholar's whereabouts. I beg your pudding? You're not a gleaner. Then this was all an elaborate ruse? No, wait. Come to think of it, you never actually claimed to be one in the first place. My mistake. He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before he arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back the way you came in, and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It's a laboratory of sorts. Home to many rare and expensive curios, not to mention alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. Heh. The time it's taken me to tell you all this, the scholar has probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. Ugh. Bum, bum, bum. What you doing down there, man? Oh. I thought they didn't cook here. Carpentry and leatherworking. The cooking and alchemy. Yeah. Of course, yeah, metal. Both metal. All the metalworks? Yes, the Skolak was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridor. Perhaps to one of the auditoriums? He went over here. This one? Yeah. That's a shame. What a shame it took this long to find Montashane.
Ah, I remember you.
Oh, do you? In the men. Correct. I remember you in the mountains.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that Inquisition go unchallenged.
Yeah.
I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Hey, it worked, man.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the annex afterwards.
Oh, man.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you.
Isn't it dour? I'm not ready for work.
I still can't
Have a
believe
good
how
week.
much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Montoya's prize student.
Yeah. We're quite a group.
Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
Sure thing, Griffs.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the forum.
How is that even possible?
It's one heck of an enchantment.
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
Class time. Ooh.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into 3 forms.
Lesson time.
2 are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
Here. Corporeal.
Yes, very good. This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change.
Rarely.
The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked.
Well, as we've seen with tempering.
Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
Oh. Wiped out.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
Oh, everybody's memory of the way of light at Cardinal.
The 7th Umbral Calamity. The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation.
It's rather important, though.
Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and
9/10,
only then,
man. Wow.
would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty.
That's a
Other
lot.
than that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea.
Oh. The restoration of memories in the ethereal sea? That's interesting.
For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean.
So after we return to the ethereal sea, we can remember what happened after Bahamut.
Our memories drift apart and dissolve, rather defeating the purpose, I suppose. those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable. Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet. I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
Nice.
Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
What? Why are you laughing? What? What was that? Yeah. Still digesting a rather hefty portion of food for thought. Well, that's given me much to mull over. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the form's true motives and the mysteries of life itself, for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in days to come. On that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way, you could better acquaint yourself with Ki Aliapo, as the scholar suggested, while I share findings with Raha. I cannot, for I have no crafting or gathering classes to do that with. I can't even begin to talk to her. Not even the slightest bit. Welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the studio proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow scions. As expected, news of the Warding Scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eurasia and the Eastern Alliance together to determine the way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our position to Limsa Liminsa. So, the time has come for us to go on the offensive? Too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what waits us in Vilbrund. Start by getting scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? Sure. boxes like the size of you. Or bigger. Actually bigger. Whew, I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. They're bigger than you. I shouldn't complain now. Vritra and the alchemists of the great work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales. So you must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I'd like to escape the forum's watchful gaze, I've little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were to be found consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn, I could feel it. Talimsa Laminsa. Oh boy, alright. Johannes Mill. I was told to expect you. As you may or may not be aware, the Amaro is the present entertaining the elder states here and then Sultana. Three of the most powerful women in the world in one room. You need a moment to prepare. Shall I show you? Oh, yeah, let's go. Our apologies for calling you away from Charlene at such short notice. On the contrary, we're honored and grateful and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. It was only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. As reassuring to learn, we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlene, the allied nations have engaged on separate fronts with no end in sight. To make matters worse, the search and abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Radzathan has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace. And it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold Talafroy at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Ilsa Bard contingent. I think such progress has been made in so short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered. Robbed of their free will, they serve the Talafroy's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it's the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I was only asking that in choosing to remember that we do not always also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation. Only death without end. What a view, man. On that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Oriange observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor for what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Zut was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway. Though the same could be said at Talafroy. There's certainly no rush to press further into our lands. The Wages of Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Yastola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on our observations inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon aether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of aether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the largest spire in the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, we'll bring their schemes crashing down along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good, but what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilsabard contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Yeah. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. Me? For honor and glory? Couldn't have put it better myself. Yastola, Thancred, and Oriente have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you've delivered the warring scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Elsabard. Raban and Lord Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs and the like. Without it, the cold would do you in before the Telophoroi so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go. Safe in the knowledge that Eorzea will be as you left it, or better, upon your return. I think a lot happens from here. I'm thinking that for today, I'm tired. I think for today, we're gonna end here early. A lot's about to happen. I know that. R25, huh? A lot is about to happen. So I think it's better for a fresh start tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, it's a little early today, but I'm gonna end it here to rest a bit more before starting a new work week. Alright. Y'all have a good one. Have a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow night at 6:30 EDT.